let me try and fix this here. I just broke my.
Yeah, I've been starting to have issues with the audio.
Everybody in the right place? Yes, they are. Good. Okay.
Now, not right. Mine says George, right?
Yeah, baby's gone missing.
Oh,
Yeah, the baby is missing. The Mirrorhorn's baby. Zed, you would have heard this directly from Niall, the sergeant of the town guard. And what I was asking when I realized like my connection was going down was Posey. Did we establish your father was like a town noble or something, right?
Yeah.
Like he was on the town council. So you've probably heard that. He probably went home and was telling your mom, and you would have overheard that the baby is missing. Pip and Zoe, you're probably just catching that through the grapevine as people are like flurrying about, talking. Oh, the baby's missing. Oh, did you hear the Mirrorhorn's baby? Just gone. Someone stole the baby.
That's not good.
Yeah. Some people are also talking about how last night Jacob D and two folk from the university were seen in the area. A lot of people are just like, man, that guy is up to no good. He may have had something to do with this. You remember when he came and he was like, hey, I want to see your baby. Here's some presents. Like, man. And people seeing those other guys around. That's kind of suspicious. But, Pipsqueak, you're hearing some of the kids, like, about town. They seem to think, like, blue people did it. Yeah, they're just like little blue people, man. We've seen the little.
Is it only the kids that see blue people? Yep.
Yeah, so far right now it seems to be only the little kids that have seen the blue people.
No one really credible, just kids, right?
Yeah, no one seriously credible. Yep, just kids.
That's interesting.
Zed, Niall asks you if you would go to the house with a couple of the other town guards and just kind of like investigate, see what you can find around there.
All right.
He's like, yeah, I'm not sure. See if you can find any sign of forced entry or something. We're going to start asking, we'll start canvassing the area, asking people if they've seen anything else. But yeah, if you can just go with these guys here down to the house, that'd be great.
All right.
Pipsqueak and Zoe, my internet connection is unstable.
Same here.
Zoom just told me that. It was just like, your connection is unstable. I can try and reset my router when we take a break. We'll see what happens. But
that's our new checklist. That's the internet.
Yeah. What would you guys like to do?
Making small like for a pounder or sandwich or something.
I mean, it doesn't have to be anything specific. Like, you could just say, no, just chilling.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking. I think I would go to where the residents are of where the kid was taken, and just look for evidence of a break-in or anything like that from the outside, like, and not trying to like impede an investigation or anything. Just, I don't know. I'm curious. So
sure.
I would definitely.
Can I check out the woods where I see him? And maybe I can find anything.
Yeah, you want to check the woods out and stuff, like do a little tracking, looking for tracks and stuff.
Yeah, see if since I'm out there, maybe I can find where he hangs out, whatever.
Sure. Posey, what would you like to do? I mean, you could stay in the house, or you could.
Probably. I was going to say, just comparatively, how tall is Posey?
She's like 5'10".
I haven't really established what Zed's height is, so I just might. I was going to say, what's average height for a half orc?
Tall.
It would probably say something like, they typically stand between like 6 and 7 feet tall. I bet you it would say in the.
Compared to a halfling, tall.
Yeah. How tall is Zoe? Because I know I was 1 inch taller than her.
Yeah, I was like 4'4", 4'5", somewhere in there.
Were we that tall? I thought we were down to 3 something.
We might have been. I didn't write that part down.
Damn.
Wait, I might have. Let me check out my character sheet.
Because we talked about it.
Oh, 3'2" and 45 pounds.
Okay. 3,
I did write-
3,
yeah.
3.
Yeah, no, I wrote that down for a
Yeah,
reason.
half orcs larger and bulkier than humans, and they range from 5 to well over 6 feet tall.
I can make it like 6'4".
Cool.
And Pitt totally believes in the kids being blue people. So he's interested in finding evidence of the blue people.
Okay.
Little people.
All right, Zed. Let's start with you. You get to the house, and there's already a couple of other guards there trying to get statements from the mirror horns, but they're just like absolutely besides themselves. They're just like, my baby, find my baby, please.
Well, myself and these men are going to try their hardest to find your child. Very sorry this has happened.
Okay, they are.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Am I breaking up?
Oh.
I need a new router.
Doesn't
man.
matter, you're talking.
Yeah.
Hey, I was been talking. That's why I was like, I was watching the stream. So, did you hear what I said?
No, what did you say?
I was saying, I said I'm very sorry that this has happened to you. Myself and the other guy here, we will try as hard as we can to find your child.
Has anyone even thought about asking those people at the university? That Mr. D person, I do not like him. He's always snooping around here. And look at my wife, she's beside herself.
I look to one of the guards and I say, would you mind making it to the university and checking them out?
Yeah, we'll ask around, sure.
Thank you.
And a couple of them head out over that way. All right, Pip, so you're checking around the area. You kind of believe those kids? There's a little kid, he's crying. Like a couple of houses down. He's just like sitting there. He's got like snot coming out of his nose. He's like,
Yeah. I guess I would approach him.
okay.
Oh gosh, I haven't nailed down a voice, so this may change or be very weird. But because I don't want to do my deep gnome voice, but I have a feeling I'm gonna fall back into it. So
You can change your voice until like whenever you want, like until something like seems to click.
hello, need help? What's wrong?
My dad hit me.
Did Dad hit you?
I was the blue people were here and I followed them and he said He said I was wasting people's time and he hit me.
Blue people, where did they go?
Into the woods.
It's okay. You can talk to me.
They're always hanging around. I've seen them a lot lately.
Where did they go?
I was following them and to the woods, and it was late last night, and he was he's like 3 feet tall, and like he's bald like my dad is, and his eyes were like orange, and I followed him to the edge of the Hornswood, and he saw me, and he called something out, and these rats came, and they were really big rats, and I heard a baby crying, and so I ran away. And by the time I got home, it was morning, and my dad doesn't believe me. He just hits me.
Big rats?
They were big. Bigger than you.
Well, okay. So where did they go?
He points west. He's like, to the woods, all the way to the west. I followed them through the fields and over the stream and through the woods.
Grandma?
Okay. Can I go to where he's pointing and see if I can find any tracks of any sort? I think I would know what rat feet tracks would look like, or other blue gnomes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'd do is follow the lead.
I'm
glad I didn't pull out Squeak, man. He would have lost his shit. I was about to be like, pet him. He's nice and it'll calm down. After you mentioned big rats and stuff, I'm like, oh, he'd freak out.
Okay.
Not rats.
Yeah, so there's Folsom right there. There's a town you're in. This building here right across the river, that's the university. And from what this kid was saying, he followed them to the edge of the Hornswood here. But through the fields and stuff, so like maybe like there. But so Zoe, you're scouting around the area looking for tracks and such?
Yes.
Okay, give me a survival check. Yeah, you definitely find some very strange footprints. Very small, bald, bare feet, not bald feet. Well, I guess they might be bald feet to you. You're a halfling, so you might think of them as bald feet.
Smaller than mine, or about the same size?
They're about the same size as yours, but they're not as large. Like a creature about the same size as you, but with smaller feet. They're not like halfling footprints. There also seem to be quite a few like very large rat footprints in the area.
Can I tell which way they're going?
Kind of back and forth. Now there seems to be a lot of back and forth going on. Like
I recognize, like, is there a human or whatnot kind of feet for these rats?
Can
I tell what kind of like, I guess, creature made the non-rat footprints?
Yeah, it's some sort of creature you've never encountered before. The regular people type footprints. They look like humanoid feet. Yeah, they look like humanoid footprints, but it's not any sort of creature you've ever seen before. I mean, you haven't necessarily tracked everybody at this point in your life.
Right. So these are completely new.
Yeah, you've never seen anything like this before.
Can I at least tell which direction they're coming from?
Now, they seem to be going back and forth from the woods to Folsom.
But they just stopped here.
Well, this is just where you found them. This is where you found,
Okay.
like, you picked up kind of like a trail, like, probably somewhere, like, maybe about, like, there outside of Folsom. You're picking up, like, a lot
Can
of
I
back
see if they
and
go
forth.
off in a direction?
Yeah, I mean,
They-
like, they're going towards the woods, but they're also going towards Folsom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go back towards Folsom to see if I can find anybody, maybe tell that, about them.
Sure. Posey, what are you doing in your house?
Dropping on my parents
Eavesdropping on your parents?
and reading. Yes, being
Okay.
nosy.
Playing Xbox.
The Hexbox.
Xbox.
Yeah, your parents appear to be very, very concerned about the missing child, and they seem to be muttering stuff about, like, your father especially seems kind of concerned that, like, what if they suspect, like, Posey, what if they suspect? I mean, there's been a little bit of talk at the town council meetings, and a bunch of dicks, whatever. But what if they start? And your mother's just kind of like, you're an idiot. If that's the way you want your parents to kind of be portrayed, anyway.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Basically.
My dad's a good guy, but my mom wears the pants. But nobody knows my mom wears.
Yeah, and he's just worried
So-
because, like, them tieflings, they're not exactly, like, welcomed with open arms.
She
Well, I already
stole
feel
the
it.
baby.
No, I
She
didn't
ate that
feel like
baby.
a baby. No. Why would I do that? It sounds delicious. So I'm just gonna confront my father. Be like, what do you think that they would suspect? Me? Do you think I did something?
I definitely don't think you've done anything, but these are strange times, and I'm just afraid for you. These people they're superstitious, and I'm just very concerned that they'll be suspicious.
Well, suspicious of what? I've never done anything.
I know, but these people they're simple people, salt of the earth. Morons.
Well, what happened exactly?
The Mirahorn's baby was
Why
was
should
taken.
I be concerned?
For hunting moose people.
People associate tieflings with evil and with, like, dark pacts and stuff, and there's a lot of untrue talk. I mean, rumors and stuff about, like, people sacrificing, babies, like demons and devils sacrificing babies, and it's
Does that work?
what?
What?
No, I don't know actually. but-
Curious?
yeah, no, I mean, don't be curious about that. My goodness, no. And definitely don't ask
I want to
anyone in
learn
town.
all the things, Dad. God. Hair flip.
I learned it from watching you.
Oh, that's shots fired. Have I heard about, like, blue things and giant rats?
You've probably, like, I don't know, like, you don't get out much. Do you ever, like, go out, like, maybe, like with a
At
hood
night
on?
to drink.
At night to drink?
With a
Okay.
hood on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard people talking about how their kids, like, keep saying something about blue people. Like, little tiny blue people, like, floating around and, peeking in windows and stuff. And, like, one guy's like, yeah, my kid keeps talking about the blue people. I swear, one of these days I'm going to hit him. Gonna smack that kid. He keeps mentioning blue people.
I don't really know what I would do in this case. I feel kind of annoyed that just because I have horns and sharp teeth and cat eyes, that oh my god, people might think I'm eating and sacrificing babies. That's terrible.
Just the stupider people in town would think that.
So
The ones who've heard, like probably the ones who've like seen you come down drinking, like they're just like, oh, look at that lady. She's like, betcha she'd eat a baby.
that's profiling. I I don't know what I would do otherwise. Just I guess I would want to look into it because now I'm curious about sacrificing babies for darker power means.
Okay.
And if the baby's already missing and I happen upon a missing baby, if something happens to it, that may or may not be my fault. And I could possibly benefit from this.
Oh my goodness.
Terrible.
What's my alignment?
Terrible.
Neutral
Chaotic
evil?
terrible.
Chaotic terrible? It's chaotic angry. Thank you very much.
Chaotic mad.
Okay, Zed, those other guys have come back from the university. Yeah, they're just like, that guy Jacob, he seemed really concerned. He said it was the first they've heard of it. We asked to poke around the place a bit. I mean, he let us in, but I mean, I don't know. I didn't know where to look or anything. But he says he's gonna get his guys to like start like, forming search parties or something to look for baby.
All right.
Look for baby.
Did he follow you any or?
No, they didn't follow us or anything. I mean, he started barking orders to some of the guys that work there. Some of them guys that we seen skulking around town and stuff, those weirdos. He started barking orders to them and, telling them to set up like search parties and stuff. And, we looked around as much as we could. I don't know. There wasn't any sign of no baby there.
Well, if he's involved, that might just be him hiding the child with one of the parties, or he wants to make a genuine effort in helping these people. Well, might as well check around the house, and I step in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can I?
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, can I look around?
Mm-hmm. Give me an investigation check.
Yeah, how do I do this?
On your character sheet, you can just click on the skill investigation, and that should automatically roll a die for you. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, you don't see anything out of sorts. You see, you notice that the crib is empty. You're like, oh, empty crib.
My hours of observation are not with me.
One of the other guys, like one of the other guards, points out to you. He says, look over here at the window pane. He's like, what's that? It's like some real weird kind of handprint.
Can I see what kind of handprint it is?
Yeah, it's like small, but like with like big, thick fingers, like a small, like thick stubby fingered kind of handprint. Looks a little muddy.
Can I sit the house and look around that window?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd like to make my way around.
Yeah, as you make your way around, you're like kind of like examining closely and stuff. And you do see some very small footprints in the mud outside of that window. Some like really strange footprints.
All right, can I? Or I'd like to follow them.
Okay, they eventually lead out of out into the street where they're kind of like I mean, people have been coming and going, so the footprints are kind of ruined out from like from out there.
Uh, damn. Oh, I'll make my way back to the house. Or wait, because now you said that they were like completely ruined by the other people, right?
Yeah, by everybody like coming and going, and it's like they lead from the side of the house like to the street where they're just like completely trampled on by guards that have been showing up, like looky loos, just people just going about their day.
Can I roll to like look around and see if there's any sign of um like where those tracks might start back up again?
Absolutely. Give me a survival check.
Damn.
Man, yeah, you don't see any other small footprints like aside from like possibly like children's footprints. Like you follow like some small footprints. They look like they're in like boots, and you see that kid crying there.
Can I ask him if he's seen anyone?
Little blue people around the house. My dad hit me. He's like that little gnome guy was asking me, and I think he believes me. You probably don't believe me.
Well, sometimes children are smart with things and right about things, so tell me about the little blue people.
I followed him to the woods. I heard the baby crying, and he was bald like my dad, and he had orange eyes, and he saw me, and he made these big rats come out, and I ran back to town, and by that time everybody was like, "Oh, the baby's gone," and I was like, "The blue people took him," and no one believes me. My dad hit me.
Well, your dad sounds like an asshole.
Yes. Don't tell him I said so.
Not a word. So the orange man that sent the rats after you, he was one of the blue people.
Yeah, he was little. He was blue. He was like probably about the size of the gnome fellow I talked to. Maybe a little about that size. I didn't get too close, but they were little. And we've seen them. Me and my friends have seen them a lot. They've been like poking about. They've been checking out Posy's house. What's your last name, Posy? If you have one.
On the spot.
Dieter
Was it placeholder?
Lacy. Dieter Lacy.
Sometimes we see them like kind of sneaking around the Dieter Lisi house, and sometimes we just they pop up out of like garbage cans or garbage bins or just all over. But I definitely saw them last night, and I heard the baby. I'm not making it up.
Oh, I don't doubt a little guy. Could you direction or in the direction where you saw them?
Around the Dieter Lisi house, or towards the woods?
Towards the woods.
He points west.
All right. I want to start heading in that direction.
Okay. Posey, you left the house to go see what was going on? Some kid is bandying your name about. He's like, little blue people, teacher lazy house. It wasn't quite like that, but you basically heard the conversation he was having with this big half-orc town's guardsman.
I'm not going to question the kid because he seems pretty traumatized. I'm just gonna follow the half-orc.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile, outside of town, Pip and Zoe, you're both looking for small creatures. You're following tracks for looking for small creatures. You both find small creatures as you kind of bump into each other outside of town.
Not quite the small person I was looking for.
You were looking for small people?
Yeah. I found some tracks over here. Humanoid. I don't like yours, though.
What small people were you looking for?
Don't know. Didn't see the people. Just saw the footprints. And rats. There are rats.
I'm looking for blue people and rats.
So I don't know if they belong to blue, green, or just know that it's small people.
No, I mean we're small people.
This is true. They're not ours.
Well,
they're not blue.
I'm kind of more interested in the rats that they were supposedly had.
Well, I can show you where I found the big, I guess, campfire-ish type place. Didn't get too much further than that. I can show you where I found it.
Well, did you follow it to where it ends?
It was all confusion. It was back and forth.
Bring me to the place and I'll take a look.
All right. I'll lead Pip over to
I'm Pip, by the way.
I'm Zoe. I'm going to lead Pip over to that big muddle of footprints. And show him all the coming and going and confusion that I saw.
Yeah, so you get to where the mass confusion of footprints is. It seems to be a whole bunch of rat footprints and these little tiny footprints. Well, big tiny footprints.
See, it makes no sense. I can't track it. They're both coming and going all at the same place.
Well, I'm not too sure about tracking the other people, the blue people, but I'm good at tracking rats, so maybe I can figure out where they went.
All right. It's all yours.
Yeah. So, can I make some kind of check to see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where they go, and could I possibly have some kind of bonus because I'm a rat catcher?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage on tracking rats. It would be a survival check with advantage.
Right. Oh my god, are you serious? 9.
Yeah, there's a lot of rat tracks, and you're just you follow them, but they seem to be looping back. It's you're following
exactly.
them.
It's infinite symbols or whatever, just going back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm just,
You're walking in a large figure eight, like a sideways
yeah,
figure eight.
Yes. It just keeps on going from, yeah.
And there's a rat snickering from behind a bush somewhere.
Well, Zoe, you're right. I don't know where they went. This is confusing.
Yeah, I don't even see any traces of rat hair, fur, or anything.
Well, I actually wasn't looking for rat. I don't know why. I just was looking at the tracks.
Oh, I thought maybe you could tell something by the fur because you feel rat. I don't know rats.
I know rats.
I hope so. I figured you did.
Yeah.
Where else would be looking for them?
So
Any
What should we-
suggestions?
what was that?
I was going to see if you had any suggestions, if you knew like rat behavior or where they might have went.
Well, I know normal rat behavior is they go, try to live near water, but from what I hear, that these ones were like trained by blue people.
That could be these other footprints we see. These might be for the blue people.
Let me take a look at these other blue, not blue. I'm imagining they're blue people, but I don't know. Make a check on let's see the other tracks,
Sure.
just to see if I can see if I know anything about them.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of check would that be?
Let's make that a nature check.
Nature. If I can find you, and I'm not good with nature.
Yeah, it's no sort of creature you've ever seen before. Like for a second, you thought they might be like halfling, but you took a look at like Zoe's feet maybe, and you're like, no, it's not halfling.
I put my foot in the footprints and see if it's a match.
It's bigger than your footprint, but
Okay.
But like definitely not as large as a halfling's footprint.
And they look humanoid.
They do look humanoid, yeah.
All 5 toes even, or is there not that much detail?
There are 4 toes. I'm just making that up now. I have no idea how many toes these things have, but now they have a big toe and like 3 little toes. Let me write that down. That's canon.
Well, I have no clue. If these are blue people, they only have 4 toes, which is weird. I think all the normal races that I've come across have 5.
Correct.
You
Same
have
here.
5, right? I have 5.
1, 3. Yeah, I think it's 5. I got this many.
You had to count your toes. You didn't know.
I don't bother counting.
Well, I guess. I mean, I would just thought you would. Anyways, I don't know what we should do. I retract them here, and I
Did you see any in the town? Did they look at these?
you know what? The kid, there was a kid that said that they went this way, and I went this way, and I didn't even look.
Well, I don't know where they would go. I mean, we can look around the area some more if you want. Or we can go back to town. I was headed that way to tell people.
The longer I'm away from town, the more likely the other rat catcher is going to kill the other rats. So I should probably go back and do my job.
Maybe. I will go and tell the guards.
Okay. Meanwhile, then, all right, Posey. Like, are you like trying to sneak behind Zed as he's like heading out of town, or are you just like following him, just like
Following.
just like you're not trying to be stealthy or
No.
nothing?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Zed, someone's following you out of town.
I'll just stop behind a building and wait for Buzz to walk past.
Are you like trying to hide, or you're just kind of just like just casually like stepping to the side of a building?
I'm just like, I casually like, because Wait, is Posey like? Are you following me, or are you just like going the same way I am?
That's for you to determine.
Do what?
That's for you to determine. I'm walking in the same general direction and basically the same gait as you.
Yeah.
Behind you. I could be following you. I could also have business in this area. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you felt like you were being followed, but you can't be sure. Like, yeah, she just might have business in the area. She might be looking for some apples.
Let's go. Yeah, I'll stop it. Or I'll just, I won't stop like next to a building, but I'll wait till she walks past and then walk with her and introduce myself. Howdy. My name is, or she would probably know me. Would she know me just from around, or
yeah? If she
she's in
goes
her
out
house all day?
drinking at night, I mean, it's very possible. Like she knows you or has heard of you at the very least. There's not a lot of half orcs in town. And not that people seem to think kind of highly of you. But at first, like when you first showed up, they're just like, I don't know, half orc. But I mean, the people generally think pretty highly of you. You've been a boon to Folsom. So It's very possible she's heard of you. It's up to her.
Howdy. Don't see many tiefling around.
I didn't go outside much. I heard you were questioning the sad, snotty child, and I heard my name.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Why is my family's name just being thrown around randomly in town? The crying, snotty children?
The little guy saw someone skulking around your home, and so that's what brought up your family name.
Saw who skulking? Was it me?
It was it Jacob or was it blue people?
Little blue people.
Yeah, you saw some little blue people sneaking around.
Blue people.
Yes.
Okay. And you're going to investigate these blue people. Little blue people.
Yes. Yes, I am. It's
okay,
about
I'm coming with.
All right. It's about the only option I have. So I might as well follow it.
Well, carry on. I will just be here.
All right. And so we'll head down in that direction.
Okay. All right, so you head out of town, like through the, up the road a bit, and you see the local rat catcher Pip, and that halfling Zoe. They're heading back towards you, and vice versa. You guys see Zed of the town guard walking with a tiefling lady, a tall tiefling lady.
Mr. Guard, dude, person. I saw some tracks this way.
All right. Lead me there.
All right, I'll throw him back to the chaos.
Okay.
I cannot make heating heads or tails of it. They lead nowhere except circles.
All right.
That's it. That tiefling from town. You're out of your home.
Do you watch me when I'm in my home? How is this any different?
Just stay living sometimes. It's cool to see you outside. I think you should be outside more often.
I think you smell funny.
I get that from time to time.
Pull my hood over my horns and resume not paying attention to the fact that I'm outside and someone's pointing it out.
So, are you looking for blue people too?
blue people. Yes.
They
What
have
were
orange
they?
eyes.
Small blue people.
They ride rats.
Was
Big
it
rats.
you?
What?
Small. Could you possibly have been choking on something at the tavern, turned blue, and frightened a bunch of children?
No, I chew my food very well. I sense hostility. I don't know what I did.
No one's hostile. It was just a question.
Since she's new to me, I'm going to be standing back and just kind of studying the tiefling because she's new to me.
I feel eyes on me.
I'm just gonna like.
I counter pose.
I have 5. Thank you. 10 fingers total. Perfectly normal.
Ratcatcher. I get that feeling.
What feeling?
That there's some hostility.
I mean, maybe it's just she's not a people person. I don't know.
You guys like talking very clearly within earshot of me about me.
I'm just like leaning behind, just talking to him.
I was told not
Maybe
to talk
I
to
am
him
a people
spot.
person, but aren't you just half a people?
Oh, that's mean.
I mean, I'm not half. I mean, actually, less than half if I want to talk about, eyes.
I just smile and I'm all sharp teeth.
I get a little notebook out and write the stuff down.
Some nice teeth. You get to see a smile. It doesn't happen very often.
What are we doing out here? Where are
Conversation.
the blue people?
I thought you didn't believe in the blue people.
I don't. That's why I'm here.
I know nothing people.
Okay, can I do another survival, or can I look around to see if like maybe I could see something in the tracks?
Absolutely. Yeah, give me another survival check. And someone can help to give you advantage, like maybe Pip or Zoe can like point out what they've already found here. Yeah.
I'll give advantage over.
I'm too interested in this tiefling.
Okay, so what to do? Roll it twice, or?
Yep.
Crouch down.
Well, actually, it should roll twice automatic. Yeah, it rolls twice automatically there. So you'll take the higher of those
14.
two. Yeah, you find, like off to the side from where everyone else is looking. Like they're showing you like the tracks, and it's like here, here, and here, and like I'm going at figure 8, and you pick up that like after the figure 8. Like someone else, like maybe dragging a foot behind, like maybe he's got like a bit of a limp, like heading right towards the woods. Like you picked up that track.
Okay. I believe I've found something. Would you all like to join me?
I will.
Sure.
I want to find out what these.
What'd you find?
Okay.
A track that looks like someone was limping, or at the very least dragging their foot, and it looks to head off into the woods.
I haven't seen any other thing. This is new.
Sounds like a robot.
Yeah, your mind got out of it.
Zoe?
Okay.
Yeah, your mic cut out a little bit there.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna see if I could like tell any more from these new set of tracks. What I know.
Yeah, give me a survival check, and like you can throw advantage on that as well. Like now that he's like pointed out, like now that Zed's found it, Now he's helping you. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, there appears to be 3 distinct sets of tracks heading off in this direction. Yeah.
I say, I don't know about the others, but let's go follow them.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so you guys are all going to set off following these tracks?
Yes.
Awesome. Why don't we take a break here for about 5 minutes or so, so that I can try to reset my router again and get off the neighbor's Wi-Fi, and then we'll meet back here and continue. But I did want to say, like, yeah, see, she's literally eating the faces off of her toys. This is a stuffed alien, and this is really tough. It's like a tough toy, and she went for the mouth, which was like the weakest part. She's so good at that. There we go.
It's like it's puking.
What's that toy?
But yeah, okay. So let's take a break, and we'll be back here in about 5.
All right. We must have some water.